Her food is just as glamorous and hot as she is. We dine at Giada's.
We find a winery in Ohio that has great wines and some inventive food.
And there is a restaurant in Southern California that makes you think you step back into LA's glamorous 1950s.
And speaking of glamorous past, we bring you another great Chardonnay.
Plus, we show you how you can make yourself a better putter with an innovative new golf teaching method.
All next on Undercover Jet Setter.
Hi everybody and welcome.
Cheers.
Welcome back to the show. We're going to take you on a lot of great taste around the world. We're going to start in Las Vegas with an up-and-coming celebrity chef.
And we're going to see Giada de Laurentiis. She is an amazing, beautiful, and creative celebrity chef. She has done beautiful things, and we're going to visit some of her work right here on the Strip. Let's go to Giada's. After a day on the Vegas Strip, we stopped into one of our favorite places, Giada, for some bites and drinks.
This is the first restaurant for the brilliant celebrity chef beauty, Giada de Laurentiis, and she does it so right.
The atmosphere is chic, relaxing, and beautiful, with comfy furniture, warm colors, and lots of natural light.
The waitstaff is amazing. They go out of their way, far above and beyond, to make your experience at Giada true perfection.
We sat at the bar and were treated like royalty.
Whatever your desire, just ask and the staff will do whatever it takes to make it happen for you.
And they are super fun and friendly too.
Hey, welcome to Giada's. John and Susie have been wonderful. Hope to see you again here soon. We'll do it even better next time.
Yeah, what he said.
All come, everybody here is welcome. For the most part, it doesn't matter if you're a multi-billionaire or just a commonplace person like myself. You're more than welcome here, and you have the best possible service, with sincerity possible.
You guys are great. Thanks.
Thank you. Until next time.
So, of course, we started with a cocktail.
Now, John wanted something fruity and whimsical, so our crafty bartender Robert came up with this: citrus vodka, champagne, Saint Germain, Chambord, honey agave, and lemon with strawberries and basil all muddled up.
Ah, yes, whimsical. Now, if you don't see anything that strikes your fancy on the menu, you have your very own mixologist right there to create it for you.
In fact, the bar staff are all encouraged to mix up anything a customer desires, and they are all well trained in perfectly pairing flavor combinations.
And Giada does some of the best bar apps in the city.
They are well thought out and brilliantly executed by the talented kitchen.
Now, this is something special. We call it the focaccia soufflé, but it's the regular bread basket that you receive when you dine here, whether you're at the bar or in the dining room.
And look how beautiful it is. It comes with an inspired array of dipping items. Our tray had pink salt, olive oil with basil and pine nuts, lemon cream butter, fried capers, and red chili peppers.
Now, if you're a foodie or you just love experimenting with different flavors, you can stay and play here all day.
And then, of course, there was burrata.
And not just any burrata, a silky, rich, cream-filled burrata with Cabernet salt, caper pesto, and lemon zest.
Here again, the flavors are a delicious and thoughtful combination, with the lemon zest and the caper pesto balancing the rich cream of the burrata.
We also tried the arancini. Now, they were beautifully done with creamy cheese on the inside and crisp, light, and airy on the outside.
They came with Calabrian chili pomodoro, perfect for dipping, and were served on top of a lemon creme with basil aioli.
And these chicken marsala meatballs with roasted wild mushrooms are a must-have.
They are moist and tasty and packed with fresh flavors.
They are Italian with a California twist, and that is true Giada cooking.
And then, of course, there was wine.
They have an excellent wine selection by the glass where you can try boutique wines from Italy and France.
This rosé is a Grenache blend from Château d'Esclans in Provence. It's called Whispering Angel, and it's divine.
Now, this Italian called Solo Soleil is a Vermentino from Poggio el Tesoro in Tuscany. Crisp and bright, it went well with everything we had.
And this Chardonnay, Novellum, from Domaine Lafage in France was beautiful.
So anytime you have the chance to visit Giada, do it. Don't even think about it.
It's a truly charming experience for your senses in both extraordinary service and flavors.
And her restaurant was great. And you made a great point that a lot of these celebrity chefs, even though they're not there, they really create a great vibe.
Yeah, well, I think what they do is they just establish their brand. They say whatever you have to do to make the customer's experience, the guest's experience, absolutely fabulous. Because that's what we were told by all of the staff and the servers. They were phenomenal, and that's what they said to us. Whatever we have to do to make your experience fun and phenomenal, that's what we're here to do. Yeah. And that's obviously established by Giada, by whoever the chef is.
Yeah, and there is something about celebrity chefs, no doubt about that. Now, when we come back, we're going to go to Ohio to get something new.
And then Southern California for something nostalgic.
Welcome back, everybody. Cheers. You know, we actually love Canton, Ohio. We get a chance to go there quite a bit. And besides Las Vegas, they have the most restaurants per capita than any other city in the country. And we've actually found some good ones.
Oh, we have, absolutely. And we found one that's trendy, perfect, and is connected to a winery. If you live outside of Ohio, you might think it's twisted to have a winery in Ohio.
But the Twisted Olive is a great Italian-style kitchen that is connected to the Gervasi Vineyard.
While it's not at the vineyard, it's not too far away, and you can see the vineyard influence everywhere you look.
And inside, you can see the whole stash of great European blends.
Needless to say, we tried a few, like this Bellina Chardonnay. This Chardonnay was more oak than the others, so it was more of a California style, and it went nicely with some of our appetizers.
But the Twisted Olive has quite a bar selection and creativity.
In fact, they use some of their vineyard creations there, too.
The GV Manhattan, the GV stands for Gervasi Vineyard, has whiskey and a Gervasi port called Santo, along with an orange twist and olives. Very smooth. I have to admit, it was my favorite.
And try this Bellini Meanie. I mean, it will knock your sweet socks off. It has vodka, peach schnapps, lambrusco, raspberries, and a lemon wheel.
Now, the food here also lives up to its name with nice twists on some great dishes. We started with the house-made hummus. This was paired with olive tapenade, herb crackers, and veggies.
Of course, we got some Italian classics, too. First, the classic meatballs. They were smothered in marinara and mozzarella. Then, the calamari was lightly breaded and tender. The bell peppers were a nice complement, as was the herb aioli.
Now, I am such a sucker for chicken wings. These had some heat, not a ton, but enough to let you know we weren't that far from Buffalo, thanks to the house-made hot sauce. To smooth things out from the heat, there was a buttermilk emulsion nearby.
Next, and maybe the food hit of the night, we dove into these crispy Brussels sprouts. They were cooked up with pancetta, truffled honey, and Parmesan.
And we tried two salads. The first one will fool you. It is the House Italian. It has house-made pickled hot peppers with tomatoes, cheese puffs, and a red wine vinaigrette.
Oh yeah, and then the next salad was strawberry and brie. A great combo, sweet, creamy, and briny. They were also cashews, raisins, and a smoked honey vinaigrette dressing.
Now for the entrees, we dove into the seared sea scallops. It had a fresh basil cream with an interesting red pepper jam, which was sweet with a little bite.
Then we tried one of the specials, a grouper, lightly pan-fried and served on top of mashed potatoes and string beans.
So get some new twists on some great food and then unwind at the Twisted Olive. And in another episode, we'll take you to Gervasi Vineyard, which is also in Canton, Ohio, and another great restaurant.
And we're going to go now to a place where you'll feel like you were captured and taken away into LA Confidential, the film.
So we hightailed it out of LA and headed southeast. Before Anaheim, Pico Rivera. Sure, the cops were tailing us.
So we ducked in here, the Del Rey. We escaped to the 1950s.
We could smell bogey, that Raymond Chandler flinty gumshoe. film noir hit us right in the kisser.
The bar. Great martinis. Big wines. California. Worth tipping a few.
Nothing hinky about the oysters Rockefeller. Gooey, spinach. Might want to keep the kitten off the oysters.
But don't keep her from the taters. Our girlie at Del Rey, a looker. Plus she served it up right. Butter, the sour, and chives.
Make sure she gets the meat, this meat, the Del Rey New York pepper steak. It's what you come for. What, you go to Yankee Stadium to see Mantle bunt? No, you palooka.
It's got onions, bacon, and brown sauce, parsley, bay leaf, and thyme. We told you this was no hash house.
Make sure before you get sent to the jug or the big sleep, you get here, the Del Rey.
Time for us to get lost. You know, take a Mickey Finn, copper's gone, that's the crop, and this place rates. Still ahead, a Chardonnay from a prestigious wine family who we know and love.
It's part of our top 10 Chardonnays. In fact, this one might be in the top 3. If you love wine, as we do, you have most likely heard of the Wagner family.
That's right. They produce wines like Camus and Conundrum, and we're going to take a look at what they do right now with Mer Soleil.
All right, I'm going to go on record. I'm going to say that is the greatest Chardonnay of all time.
Well, it's my top 2.
Okay.
Rombauer and Mer Soleil. That's my top 2. This is my second one.
Rombauer's number 2 for me, I would say. This one, and I'm not certain what it is. Maybe it's just because I had great memories when I first was introduced to it. Although I had great memories from Rombauer too. But when I taste this, it's just a smoothness. It's art. It's science. It's everything put together. And again, we keep talking about complexities in these Chardonnays, and there's so much complexity here that it just evokes so much for me.
I totally agree with you, exactly like the Rombauer, in the sense that it goes perfectly with everything because it's just the perfect wine. It's got a great minerality, acidity, buttery, oaky fruit level. I mean, all those combinations, it's so divine. And I can't say that I like one better than the other. They're both equally number ones to me. So,
and they have similar tastes.
But they're totally different. They're similar, but they're totally different.
You know, just because I say this is the greatest and she says it's either tied for the greatest, it means we're right. No, it doesn't mean we're right. But we would love to have your opinion on that. So make sure to tweet us at UCFoodieTV, #UndercoverJetSetter, and tell us what you think the greatest Chardonnay is. And it might not have been any of the ones that we've even talked about. We're going to talk probably about 10 or 12 of them on different shows. Tell us what you think, because we'd like to hear. And again, it's all based on your palate. So just because you and I say this, or either one of us says it, doesn't mean anything. I mean, it's got to be what your palate's going to be, and we'd love to hear what that is.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And you might send us something we've never tried before, and we can feature it here on the show. It'd be fantastic. But you know what I love about Mer Soleil? It's the name itself evokes what it really is. It's sea and sun. Mer is sea, and sun is soleil, and that's right there. Probably what you're tasting in this, and that's what I think. It's kind of the true definition of terroir. When you think about it, sea, sun is what makes this, and I mean, even if you just look at it, it's like sunlight on the ocean. I mean, it's so evocative of just being anywhere you want, your favorite destination where there's sunshine and water.
And this is up in Monterey. Monterey, California.
Yes.
Monterey
Santa
County.
Lucia Highlands. That is actually where they grow these grapes. And I think the artistry of what they do so well is they grow them in Monterey, which is Santa Lucia. Santa Lucia produces great Chardonnay grapes because of the terroir, the sun, the sea, the climate, the fog. And what they then do, though, is the artistry of the Wagner family, who produces the Mer Soleil wine, is that they just make it to be this magical winemaker's dream of wine. We've had plenty of grapes from the Monterey region. They're not this.
No.
You know, and that's where you really are talking about art and science as making wine incredible.
And this is a little bit expensive. If you get it at the grocery store, it's probably about $35 to $40.
It's similar to a Rombauer.
Yeah.
Right, 35, 36 range. You know, it's worth every single penny that you will spend on it. I can say that for sure. So
And it's a special occasion wine on top of everything else. So now it's something I would do. And so we talk about Costco wines a lot. I have not seen this at Costco for at least 10 years. And when it was there, it was for like about $24.
wow, that's a good deal.
And there was somebody behind me, and I literally took the whole case. I said, "You're not gonna." The guy goes, "Well, what are you doing? It must be really good." And I go, "Well, I'll give you one," and I kept the rest.
You're so generous
I know.
and Machiavellian
Yes,
at the
yes.
same time. Very nice.
But it's definitely worth every sip that you take.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that I would encourage you to just try it one time. And again, if you're more prone to a French Chardonnay, you might think it's a little too big and a little too
Buttery,
American.
creamy,
You know, those Americans good doing and big
It's
taste.
a definite California Chardonnay. So it's big, it's bold, it's oaky, buttery, it's got all that stuff in it. I mean, but it's just the dreamiest thing. You could drink this all day long.
And we could literally gush on and on about it.
Yeah, but we won't bore you anymore. Go get a bottle, try it for yourself. It's even whatever the price is that you buy it for, it's gonna be worth it.
Definitely.
You'll love it.
Mer Soleil. Cheers.
Sun and sea.
I gotta tell you, it's like drinking a bit of sunshine.
Oh yes, buttery, rich, golden. Oh my.
Now, when we come back, we're gonna teach you how to save some strokes while you're putting on the green.
An innovative way to lower your score. Next. So we all know the saying, dry for show, putt for dough.
And it really means something, there's no doubt about that. Because if you can one putt every green, you might save 10 to 15 strokes on your round, and that's big. We found a method that might actually help you do that.
95% of all golfers, including pros, do not aim at the center of the hole, and this can be verified by using laser technology. So we took a look at what was really the stumbling block. What was the thing about putting that was killing bogey golfers? Well, it was pretty easy to find out. What we realized is that they had no confidence in short putts. And an example is if you take a bogey golfer out on the course and has 10 putts that are 10 feet long, he'll leave 9 of them short. Now, if he got those putts to the hole, he'd make 2 to 4 of them. That's just the averages. The reason that he'll leave them short, if you ask him, he'll tell you, simply, I don't want to have a long putt coming back. Well, the problem there is if you're leaving them short at 10 feet, at 20 feet, it's a nightmare, and at 30 feet, you're looking at 4 putts. So what we realized was the second most important shot in golf is a 3-foot putt. Now, to be able to make a 3-foot putt, if you aim an inch right or an inch left, you'll make every single 3-foot putt. However, you'll never make a 4-foot putt. So alignment's key. We have the Alignment Perfect Putting System. That's a trademark system. And basically, we use laser technology, video, and a specialized custom putter that's custom fitted for each student. We line them up to make sure that their eyes are above the ball, that the club face is perpendicular to the target line. And then we have them practice to make sure that they're putting along that line, not only at the 3-foot level, but out to the 10-foot level. What happens is you now develop the ability of somebody that is comfortable with a 3-foot putt, and getting those 8, 10, 12-foot putts to the hole now becomes easy. That takes strokes off by itself with nothing else. And the idea that you can get up and stand over a 3-foot putt and not have your knees knocking, that's pretty fun too.
If you're missing 4 or 5 3-footers, that 90's now a 95 or 96.
Yeah.
And you might have hit the ball fairly well too.
The other side of that coin is that if you have the 3-foot putts and control of them, you're not afraid to get the ball to the hole on the longer putts. Now, once we identify and get you hitting the ball straight and along your target line, then basically teaching you 20, 30-foot lag putts is much easier because there's a way to control the distance and the direction. And it takes the 3s, the 4 putts out of action, but the 3 putts considerably out of action, which dramatically lower scores. The average guy that shoots 100 has 40 putts. We get him down to 30 putts, he's trying to break 90.
Yeah.
Nice.
I know it sounds kind of crazy and kind of disruptive, but I actually think they're onto something there.
Oh, I absolutely do. And if you want to come to Las Vegas and lower your score, check out jetsetterdeals.com. It's right there. It's inexpensive. It's easy. They'll take care of all of your needs. And if you want to tweet us, go to UC Foodie TV, tweet us, and we will respond to you. #undercoverjetsetter. We'll be there.
Tell us what you need. Tell us what you're looking for. Cheers.
Cheers.